Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host Cicely,
I'm your host Hayden.
and today we're talking about Jaws.
To celebrate the ending of Shark Week.
Shark Week. Came out in 1975. It's rated PG. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. It is when a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Cape Cod. It's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down.
I'm actually surprised it's PG. The amount of blood and tearing apart of limbs in it. But I'm pretty
I
sure.
thought that too.
I'm pretty sure this is before PG-13 was a thing. When did Gremlins come out? Because that was the first PG-13 movie. Do you remember?
Let me Google it. 1984.
Yeah, so this was way before PG-13 was a thing. So I remember saying that Gremlins was the first one. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. It should be a PG-13 movie. It's not like scary or anything. There's a couple jump scares, I guess you could say, in it. But
Depends how scared of sharks you are, I guess.
so I'll read the question before we start.
An investigator ends up on a Scottish island where the inhabitants of an unhealthy obsession with sexuality in this 1973 film. The answer is The Wicker Man.
I actually really like this movie. Also, I liked the Nicolas Cage version too. I guess a lot of people didn't like the remake, but I did. But that's a good one. But if you got it, good job. If not, nice try. So, let's start on this movie here. I want to talk about the opening shot and the music. It's so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows, like, even
the
kids
sound.
kids know the, like, dun it, that thing. You know, we used to do that as kids. We probably heard that one time, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that. And plus, it's a cool shot, like, the camera in the water. Like,
Oh, yeah.
looking, like, from the shark's point of view or whatever. It's such a cool shot. But, it's so iconic, that opening stuff. And then there's the running to go swimming. It's a 70s film, so it's got to have like some sort of teenage awkwardness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's gotta happen.
It's got to happen. And then the dude's chasing the chick down the beach to go skinny dipping or whatever. And he's like falling asleep on the beach while this girl is the first shark attack in the movie. She's being killed out in the water and screaming, and he's like falling asleep. He's so drunk that he falls asleep. She's like screaming,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, come on,
Pretty
dude.
loud too.
Come on, dude.
And like she grabs a hold of the buoy, and buoys usually have the bell on it
Mhm.
too. I don't know. It just seemed like really funny. And it was one of those teenage awkward moments, like normal.
Like normal.
But yeah, this was the first shark attack in the movie. And then we're introduced to Sheriff Brody, which was kind of funny. He was mimicking a New Yorker accent.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the backyard, but whatever, near the car or whatever, and they were saying it was really funny. I like Sheriff Brody. And then this is when they find that body, the first body of the girl. We just shut it down for a day, let him go find the shark. You avoided the other 4 deaths that happened.
Now people definitely don't want to go there.
Yes. Well,
Well,
people might want to go see a shark.
true. Not me.
I do. And then I just want to talk about the next part. It's 2 in 1, but there's a funny part, and then like the actual part I want to talk about is when he says, "That's some bad hat, Harry." He's talking to that old dude.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "It's cold out there. That's some bad hat, Harry." It's so mean. It turned into like a production company for movies or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Bad Hat Harry.
Oh.
It's
Interesting.
I don't see it very often anymore. I'll have to look it up and see what, but it's like a production,
Mhm.
something to do with movies. But the shark attacks Alex.
Mm-hmm.
When he's on that floaty and he's like kicking his arms and feet like that. He looks a lot like a seal. So, in a way, yes, the shark's, murderous or whatever, just like eating people, but like at that specific moment, it looked like a seal.
Yeah.
He was like slapping his hands and feet around, and he was long and from under the ocean,
I mean, I could see where.
Yeah. So that one was.
It would be the same.
It's kind of like understandable for that one. The rest of them are, he just wanted to eat a person. And then I want to talk about the council meeting, which is also when we meet Quint, the sea captain. This council meeting, it's obvious that there's two people in the room that are sane and care about the safety of people, and that's Sheriff Brody and Quint. More so, Quint wants the money to kill a shark, but like he's at least like, hey, if there's a shark, pay me to kill it, I'll kill it, and no one has to die. Everyone else is like, you're gonna ruin our summer, we're not gonna have any money, like, you're not gonna have a life.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die. So it's either, oh, I want a few extra dollars, or I want to live for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
I
guess pick your poison.
Yeah, I did. Pick your poison. And then, yeah, we meet Quint. He runs his nails down the chalkboard to get everybody's attention. He's like, $10,000, I'll kill this shark. I mean, he ends up not killing it. And it kills him, but we'll get there later. And then the scene, I always laugh at the scene where Mikey's sitting in his boat that they got him. He's like, and Sheriff Brody's like, get out of the water. And his wife was like, oh, it's okay. And then she looks at the shark book and sees the shark coming through the boat. And she's like, didn't you hear your dad? Get out of the water now. It's like the immediate flip is just always so funny. I always laugh at that scene.
So funny.
It's understandable for him to be worried.
Yeah.
There's this giant shark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd
just
be
seems
off
like
the beach already.
Yeah.
I'd be gone.
It seems like everyone is just so nonchalant about a shark.
Yeah, so chill about it.
Whatever.
Not me.
I mean, I like sharks, but like,
I do not.
if people are dying from a shark, I'm not going to run out into the water, Whatever. It just, people seemed a little crazy. And then there's the scene where those two are going out on the dock, and he goes, well, we better catch something. This is my wife's holiday roast. He goes, $3,000 will get an awful lot of roast. I just thought that scene's so funny for them to be so cocky. I mean, the idea was good. Bait him in, put a hook on a chain. The chain's not going to break. But the dock did.
Yeah.
It took the entire dock out with it and almost ate the dude. Like, it was smart thinking, but not smart thinking in a way for them. But that scene's kind of funny too. Then the marine biologist shows up, Hooper, and he, was like chasing Brody around the docks while everyone's trying to go out to sea and catch the shark. And he goes and views the body. And this is obviously the first time he's seen human remains. He's seen like chewed up sharks or whales, what have you, but like this is the first time a human has like been dead before him and saw the teeth marks and stuff, which, I mean, didn't catch anybody off guard.
Yeah,
really. A mutilated corpse from a shark.
I mean, that'd catch me a little off guard.
Then they caught a shark. It wasn't the shark, it was a shark. But they were so convinced.
Wasn't the shark. Did
No.
you see the size of that thing?
Not only that was a tiger shark.
That wasn't even a great white.
They didn't understand that there were multiple sharks. Tiger sharks, while they do have fatalities, this is just information from Shark Week because I watch it every year, but even though they do have fatalities, tiger sharks don't immediately attack humans for no reason. They have to have like a reason, which is like being pissed off that you're in their territory or something. And if you're just right off ashore, a tiger shark's not going to come up and just eat you, and not going to bite you in half either.
Yeah.
Tiger sharks don't usually get that big to eat
To
an entire
eat,
human's
no.
lower half. No.
When do you
That's-
hear about that?
No. That's a great white shark. They're the ones that can get big enough, or a mako shark. That's just to be like, oh, yep, this is the shark. We're done. Like, that's insane. But Mrs. Kintner also slaps the sheriff, which I feel really bad for Brody because none of this is his fault. The entire movie, he's trying to tell people, like, we have a shark. We need to shut down the beaches before someone else dies, and we need to kill this shark. But the mayor's like, nah, we can't. I need some money. That's all the
Sorry.
That's why 4 people
Good
die
piss
after
off.
that first girl. It's like, we need the money.
They clearly do
And
not
a
care.
dog.
Bro.
The dog with the stick in the water, he got eaten. He just disappeared. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to talk about it.
But, like, the 4 people and the dog after that died because of this dude wanting money. That's it.
That's it.
Anyway, I thought it was funny when they're sitting at like dinner or whatever, and Hooper shows up at the house and he brings the wine and stuff. And his wife is talking about, oh, he's afraid of water. And she goes, isn't there like a clinical name for that, honey? And he goes, yeah, drowning. I just thought it was so funny. He was just like, yeah, drowning. And then he continues the conversation with him.
That was funny.
It was just so nonchalant and just like, yeah, it's drowning. Like, that's it. I
That's
don't
it.
want to drown. That's the only reason I'm scared of water, is drowning. Like, there is a clinical name for it. It's like, my wife is afraid of deep water.
Well, yeah, she can't swim.
She can't swim. But there's like an actual...
Of course she's
whatever,
afraid of deep water.
Whatever the word is, there is an actual name for it. But it's just so funny. I was just like, yeah, drowning.
I'm gonna say aquaphobia.
No, it's I think it starts with a T. I'll look it up after we're done recording. Then they cut open the shark and didn't find any human remains inside. Obviously, we told you it wasn't the
told
right
ya.
damn shark. Shark's too damn small to bite a human in half. The mouth wouldn't go. If a tiger shark that size bit a human, its teeth would stop at about your sternum, from like your rib cage to your sternum. It would only get half of your torso. So biting that girl's entire legs from the waist down off is not possible.
That's a big boy.
That's a huge shark.
That's a big boy.
I think it was 16 feet, that tiger shark on the dock. That's not going to bite a human in half. That's not going to eat an entire kid. That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, tiger sharks are the garbage can. They'll just eat anything that's in front of them.
The
Which is
garbage
why-
can of the sharks.
Yeah, which is why they have the license plate and the tin can and stuff inside its belly. It just eats whatever is there. I don't know how they digest the license plate and stuff.
I'm gonna say I don't know either.
They probably spit it up or something. I don't know. But it ate that full fish. It'll digest the full fish. And then this is where they are going out looking for the shark at night, and they find that boat, and he goes diving into the water to check out the boat, and he finds that tooth. That is a huge ass tooth. That he said it was the size of a shot glass. It looked a little bigger than a shot glass.
That's a big tooth.
It was huge. And a shot glass, or a tooth to be that big, it's got to be a huge 25-foot shark, from what Quentin said. That's enormous. The scene where... Oh, wait. And they found that body in the boat. I'll get to it for the fear facts, but that part wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, let me make sure I even wrote it down. No, I didn't. Okay, so I'll just say it. The body was only added just to get one more scare into the movie.
Oh, really?
Because when test audiences saw the shark come out of the water behind Brody's head, like he's looking away, chumming or whatever, and the shark comes up real slow, that apparently scared a lot of people. And he was like, oh, let's throw one more scare in there. And he added the body scene in the boat, which is pretty freaky
Yeah.
because he has like the worms coming out of his eyeball already, and
Nasty.
yeah, it's gross. And then they're trying to talk to the mayor. The people vandalized the sign, put the shark fin on it. He was like, "You see the proportions of that fin? That is accurate. That is how big the shark is. Because if the shark, is like has like a foot long fin, like wide fin."
Imagine how big the rest of the motherfucker is.
Yes.
I don't even want to know.
I don't either. But once again, he's like, "Nope, need the money, can't do it. Let the people die." And then the scene where they're all trying to protect the beach, the helicopters are showing up, extra police officers and all that shit. This stupid mayor walks up to this dude and like, "Get in the water." No one else says, "You get in."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, no one else wants to because there was a shark attack. And then look, you forced them in there and the kid got eaten.
Yeah. How do you feel now?
Or, well, I guess the kid didn't get eaten. The dude on the boat did later. But, like, the shark showed up immediately. And you're forcing these people to get in the water. How stupid are you?
He was like walking up to people, convincing them to get in.
Yeah. Like, if there's a shark...
Why
Here's the
can't they
thing.
just chill on the beach?
Here's the thing. Exactly. Why did they need to be in the water?
Like,
They already spent their
aren't you
money.
still making money?
Yeah.
Who cares if they swim?
They don't
They're
need to
here.
swim. They're here.
spending money.
Exactly. You don't make money from the water.
No,
Just the stuff that they buy.
exactly.
So getting in the water does nothing. Really. I mean, maybe it's like, "Oh, I had so much fun in the water. Why don't you come with us next year?"
Nah.
And then there's the fake fin, which was kind of funny. Like, everyone starts, freaking out, blowing the whistle, telling everybody to get out of the water, and it's just two 9-year-olds. And they're like, "Oh, let's do this. There's a real shark in the water, but let's pretend to be one,
Yeah,
because that's smart."
that's so super smart.
And then they get picked up, from with the police pick them up or whatever, and then immediately after, the shark shows up in the pond where he sent his son to put his boat in the water, and that boater gets attacked right in front of everybody. Everyone witnessed this. You see how stupid your decision was? You should have just listened to your sheriff. You shouldn't have talked the medical examiner into making it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They were like, "You need to tell them that it was a boating accident, not a..."
yeah.
Like, yeah, it was a fucking shark attack.
It's a shark. People are
Everyone
dying.
can see that. There's
That's
teeth
kind of hard
marks.
to hide.
Teeth marks do not look anything like a prop of a boat.
Yeah, what part of the boat?
Rips up a human skin like teeth,
Like a bite.
like a shark bite. Whatever. This dude is just worried about money. Then there's hiring Quint to kill the shark. So Brody's son is in the hospital from shock, and he's like, "You're signing this. Like, we're hiring Quint. He's gonna kill the shark. No discussion. Like, you're doing it. Too many people have died already." Which I liked that moment. He's
Yeah.
like, "I'm not taking it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, my son almost died."
And like he actually gives a shit.
Yeah. So this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shark starts to take the line. I always really like this scene because Quint's like slowly, because when you have that, he said it was piano wire.
Mm-hmm.
When you have something that strong attached to a hook that a fish is eating, any slight little bump, the fish will feel it and then, let go of the hook or whatever. So he's like slowly, and it's like building tension as he's slowly putting the jacket on and getting the reel ready and all that stuff. I always really like that scene because, Brody and Hooper are just kind of not paying attention. He's just like slowly doing it, and then all of a sudden it takes off. I like that scene a lot. Now I want to talk about the most iconic line from this entire movie, where he is chumming, like I was just saying earlier, and the shark comes slowly out of the water, and he starts backing up, and he's like, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." I love that scene.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's a 25-foot shark. You need like a cruise ship for this thing.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, I could never.
Usually sharks get up to like 18 feet. That's like a normal size, but 25,
That's big.
that's huge. And then there's the scene, well, it starts attacking the ship a little bit, but there's a scene where they're comparing the scars, which I think is really funny. They have like a moment of bonding time. They're not really bonding, but they are, because they're like, you see this scar? This is from a bull shark, and like you see this scar here? No, I don't see anything. You're wearing a sweater. That killed me. You're wearing a sweater. He's like, he says a girl's name. Broke my fucking heart. It's like, that's clever. That's really funny. You can't. That scene's just such a good scene. But then there's the story that Quint starts telling of his time in the military or whatever. It's like another iconic line: 1,100 men went in, 316 came out. Sharks took the rest. Like, that's such a like chilling sentence. Just to think that 1,100 men fell into the water because their ship got blown up or whatever, and only 316 came out.
That's a lot.
Sharks were full that day.
They ate good that day.
And then the shark starts to take the boat. So they have the line set up. And it's whenever the they had to throw it in reverse, and they're like chasing down the shark or whatever. That's such like a nerve-wracking scene, because you don't know when the shark's going to come back and start attacking the boat, or you don't know if you're going to be able to catch up to it, or what eventually ends up happening is that he cuts the cord to the barrel. Like, there's 1.5 million things that could happen, and like all of them happen pretty much eventually, but such a nerve-wracking scene there. And then Hooper wants to go into the cage. I don't know, he had some like blind security in that cage. A 25-foot shark would bend those little bars like a twig.
Oh yeah, like nothing.
Which it eventually does. It tears straight through it. But man, I would not have the confidence in that cage for myself with a 25-foot shark. You saw the shark. You know, it's huge. And I mean, he ended up going down there for no reason. He ended up losing the thing. He took down the stick to stab him with the knockout stuff. And it just ripped through. Wasn't a very very good cage. Not very anti-shark.
I would never ever get in a shark cage thing, ever. Nope.
I would.
I would not.
But not for a 25-foot shark.
I would never, just in general. That's terrifying.
But the very next scene, the shark takes Quint. And the sea captain, who told the story about he's just waiting for his turn to be taken by a shark, he ends up being taken by a shark.
Yeah.
And he also said there was a little hint there. So the boat's like starting to sink, right? The engine's dead, water's filling up. And in the story about the 1,100 men went in the ocean, 316 came out, he says that from that day on he vowed to never wear a life jacket again, because if he's gonna die, he wants to just straight up die. And there's a little hint to that where he throws Hooper and Brody a life jacket, but he doesn't have one on.
Yeah.
Because, like he said, he's never wearing one again. And then Brody attacks the shark. He's like stabbing it and shit. And meanwhile, Hooper's just at the bottom of the ocean hoping that his air doesn't run out. He got lucky there, but like he starts attacking the shark, and the shark's attacking the boat, ripping it to literal shreds, just tearing this fairly sized boat apart, and he shoves the oxygen tank. Luckily, he had two. Shoves the oxygen tank in its mouth, and he finally kills the shark. Of all people, the dude who was scared of the ocean, who didn't carry a gun, could still use a gun, but he didn't carry one, and vowed to never. His wife said that whenever the ferry would cross the water, he'd stay in the car. This dude killed the shark that had been terrorizing the island for the past week. It's just kind of like a heroic ending of the story that I always loved. And then we find out that Hooper's actually alive. He comes back up to the surface, which was
shocking.
In that moment, you kind of forget about him a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely do. Because when he comes back up, you're like,
oh, thank God. I actually forgot about him.
He's here.
And you also kind of think that maybe the shark went down and actually got him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you're hoping not, of course. But do you actually know that he didn't get eaten? No. So you have no idea where he's from or where he's at, and you, like I said, forgot about him too. And then they start paddling back to shore, them on the same raft or whatever. But right in the credits, you can see them actually make it to the shore. They're real small. It kind of reminds me of the Shawshank Redemption scene at the end when he walks up to the boat or whatever. But you can kind of see him just real tiny come back to shore. So in the end, it's like a happy ending. It sucks how we got to that ending.
Yeah.
A lot of people died, but like,
we still made it.
It was still made it. It's a, happy ending. So I really, really love this movie. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's one of my favorite movies, and I absolutely love watching it during Shark Week. So I'm glad that, we finally got to do this movie, because I absolutely love this movie. What would you rate it?
I'm going to say 7.
Because you don't like sharks in the ocean.
I don't like sharks in the ocean, and I kind of had a hard time watching it. I did have to skip through a couple parts because it was just too much. Like, I can't do it. I think in my past life I died from, like, I was on a cruise ship or, like, something. Because there were some parts where I was like, I gotta skip 30 seconds ahead. I cannot watch this.
Fair enough.
I can't do it.
You have any scenes that you would like to talk about that I might have missed?
I don't think so. I just really like the aesthetic, obviously. I like this time period of movies. And I feel like, I don't know, I've been very indifferent about Jaws. Because I'm like, oh, it's so, like, iconic and cool. And I'm just like, dude.
I hate sharks in the
I
ocean.
hate sharks. Like, respect to the movie. For sure. But, not for me.
Hey, it's a good horror movie for you,
It
though.
is. It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
Hard watch.
Easy watch for me. I love
hard
this
watch.
movie. Okay, so let's get into the fear facts here. So, that body we found at the beginning, with the crabs and whatnot, Steven Spielberg, who, if you people didn't know, was the director of this movie, said that the fake arm looked fake, too fake, so he actually buried a crew member at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he had just had, like, the arm sticking out of a real crew member.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which is a nice little tidbit to know.
Yeah.
There were 350 facts, and I wasn't reading all 350 facts, so I just picked ones that sounded, like, really interesting. Need a bigger boat line that we were talking about. One of my favorite lines of the movie, and one of the most iconic lines in the movie, was ad-libbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't even in the script.
Wow.
He just said it in the moment. Just makes it an even cooler line, because it wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, and it became one of the most iconic lines of the movie. That's so cool, I think. 67 million people saw Jaws when it came out, making Jaws The very first blockbuster ever.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
Which
pretty
is
cool.
insane to
I
think
didn't know
about that a movie about a shark killing people ended up being this good.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
People liked it.
You want to know what the shark's name is for my next fear fact?
What is it?
Bruce.
Bruce. Hey, isn't that the shark's name in? Is it Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
His name's Bruce, right?
Yeah, Andy's a great white.
Mm-hmm.
Andy's enormous.
I bet that's what they
Must be.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
That's
that
pretty
until
cool.
now. And I didn't make the connection until you said that. That's actually kind of
Bruce.
funny. But yeah, Bruce
Bruce.
Jaws.
Bruce Jaws.
I don't know if that's his last name. I'm just headcanoning
cute,
the
yeah.
the last name being Jaws because of the movie. So Bruce Jaws, that's what we're going to
That's
call
cute.
him from now
I
on.
like it.
I got two more. And the first one is 25% of the shots were from the water.
Mm-hmm.
25% of the movie was shot from the water to make it look like the viewer is treading water. Like that's where you're looking at
Okay.
it from,
Yeah.
which is kind of an eerie
Mm-hmm. I don't
fact.
like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you get far enough out in the ocean, there's nothing underneath you,
Never gonna
you know?
relate to that.
You're never going to know. But if you get far enough out into the ocean, there is literally nothing. Like, there's miles upon miles upon miles until the bottom of the ocean. Like, some parts of the ocean we haven't even seen because it's so deep. It goes so deep into the earth. We can't stand the pressure that far down.
Mhm.
So if you're treading water there, it's like you're in space while the earth is underneath you. You know, like that's how far
Ew.
it can be.
I don't like that.
It's crazy to think about. And in this movie, the body count is 5 and 1 dog. I should add the 1 dog, but there's 5 people that died in this movie and 1 dog that died in this movie. But out of the whole Jaws franchise, 18 people died. I don't know about the animals. I'm pretty sure there was a ton of animals in the later movies that died, and I guess 1 tiger shark, we can count that in this movie. Count that as a death. So 5 people, 1 dog, and a tiger shark all died in this movie. So that was my last fear fact for this one. And yeah, this was to celebrate the ending of Shark Week,
Mm-hmm.
which was one of my favorite weeks. I actually like to watch it while I'm at the beach. Like being like,
Fun.
yeah, it's fun to watch. Like, it's like fun to watch like Cabin in the Woods while you're in a cabin in the woods or something, you know, or Evil Dead while you're in
Mhm.
the cabin in the woods or something. Like being
Nah, I'm good.
being where the horror movie is able to happen is like kind of freaky. Or like watch Friday the 13th while you're in like a camp.
Yeah.
Like it would be,
No, thank you.
it's so eerie. But yeah, that would be celebrating the end of one of my favorite weeks of the year. And it's also, we're going to do Alien next. It's an extremely popular movie. That's why we picked it. We'll be on vacation when this episode comes out. We'll still be on vacation. Well, I'll be back Friday, but you'll still be on vacation when the next episode comes out. So we'll actually catch you 2 weeks from now because we're recording the next movie like tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But we'll catch you next week with Alien,
We'll
which is really
definitely
being
catch you
recorded
next
like
week.
tomorrow. But yeah, so the next movie is going to be Alien, and I'm actually, as I'm recording this, I'm going to put the next month's movies, whatever,
Mhm.
on Facebook so everyone knows what's coming up,
The schedule.
the schedule. So yes, we'll catch you next week with Alien.
I hope you enjoyed Shark Week, guys. If you celebrate. All right. Catch you later.
Catch you later.